Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning back in. If you saw our last video, you saw this was a turmoil section where this anemone back here was stuck. It got stuck and sucked up into the filter and was literally, I had to cut everything off. I had to cut this filter off, we had to add an aerator. I continued running the submersible water pump, but this entire anemone is just updating, and it looks a little bit, it looks a little bit worn, but I'm so glad it wasn't dead. It was attached to this right here and completely stuck up inside of the filter. And now if this has ever happened to anybody, please comment below. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add some filter floss and zip ties to the very bottom of this, which these tiny little, these are the tiniest slits. A butter knife. They're as thick as a butter knife. A butter knife can barely even fit through those. This anemone was sucked all the way up in it. If you haven't seen that video, definitely check out our previous video. I'll leave a link at the end of this video for that. And it is just absolutely nuts. This clownfish back there was actually still hosting the anemone while it was just stuck hanging up out of this filter. That freaked me the F out. It was nuts. So I would definitely check it out. Please comment below once again if this has ever happened to you, or if you have a solution. If you have a solution to avoid this other than what we're about to do right now, comment it below. Or if this has happened to you, what happened thereafter? Did your anemone die? Did you wind up feeding it more? Was there any certain care afterwards? We're not asking for help, but we're asking for other people's opinions on what they've done so we can just compare it to ours. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take this piece out, which is the bottom portion of the filter. We're going to go ahead and rig this sucker up to be anemone safe. So of course where the anemone got stuck is going to be right here. It's through all these little crevices and holes, so we're going to go ahead and cover them up. Even the very end has a hole in it. So this is going to basically add as a little extra filtration, but I don't know. I took a small piece of filter floss off there, and we're going to go ahead and wrap it around here tight in a very thin layer. Clip, reassemble the parts back together, and now we're looking at something like this, with no open spots. Take off the top, and insert the goodies on how to make your filter anemone proof, or safe, shall we say. Nothing's proof in life, unfortunately. There we go, got it all back together, and now it's basically just going to sit right there. And how it looks, it's not the most pleasant. That's also going to have to probably be changed a little bit more often, because that's going to get dirty and restrict slightly a little bit of the flow that this filtration system's used to getting. So I'm going to have to go ahead and move this to the right, which is actually a higher flow that is going to provide for this whole entire system, so it won't get restricted too much, and it won't change too much of, all the conditions in this tank. Other than this crazy anemone that I'm so happy survived this whole entire journey from the last video to this one, because it looks a little banged up now. It's gorgeous. We'll have another picture of it in our next video, so you can picture its health and witness its beauty in its full entirety back where it should be in this tank, living life. But we're going to upgrade this tank too, so stay tuned for that. And once again, thank you for joining this video. This and the last video were extremely spontaneous. I wanted to get them back to back so you could see what happens and how we fixed it and found a solution for it. So if you could kindly please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and as always, stay adventurous. A1A Adventures. And it ain't over till she sings, so let's go ahead and plug this bad boy back in. Does it still work? Will you still work? Hustle it. I know I didn't top it off with water. We know it should be topped off. It's alright, it'll live. That little extra restriction there. Get that flow going, Wasn't pushed down all the way. Oh goodness. You have to make sure it's all the way down. Boom, right? There we go. I was worried it was restricted flow. We good! Anemone, it's up to you, pal. Cheers. Stay well.